I'm Adrienne, and welcome back to a new dessert devotion. I can't wait to share with you a new dessert recipe and an inspiring devotion. Today we're going to make a sugar-free pound cake. We're going to start by creaming 2 sticks of butter and an 8-ounce package of cream cheese that have been softened to room temperature. Now I'm going to add 3 cups of flour and 1 teaspoon of baking powder and sift that together. Then I'm going to take my 3 cups of sugar alternative. I like to use Swerve. It's designed for baking, and I like to sift it as well because sometimes I find it kind of clumps together in the package that it comes in. Now I'm ready to add my 3 cups of sugar alternative to my butter and cream cheese and cream this all together. I'll beat it for about 5 minutes until it's nice and fluffy. Now I'm going to add my 6 eggs, one at a time. Then I'll add a teaspoon of vanilla and half a teaspoon of almond extract. Now I'm ready to slowly add in my 3 cups of flour. Now I'm going to spray my 16-cup Angel Food pan with plenty of Baker's Joy. I like to cut out some wax paper or parchment paper to put in the bottom, and then I spray it again for good measure. Now I'm ready to add in my batter. I'm going to bake this cake on 325 for about 50 minutes. Now that our cake is in the oven, let's settle in for a time of devotion. You know, I hope that some of you will try this new recipe. Sometimes it takes a little bit of bravery to try something like a pound cake with a sugar alternative, but you know, it's getting into summer and the days are getting longer. People are trying all sorts of new things or getting back into new routines, like being outside, walking, that kind of thing. So trying new recipes settles right into that, and trying something with, you know, a little less sugar every once in a while. I don't know if a pound cake is going to help you get to all your goals, but it might help you, you know, keep that sugar from spiking too much, or get after some of those goals that you might have along the way. But you know, there is a recipe for starting over, because you know, starting something new, trying something new isn't always easy, especially if you are starting over or trying to get back in the saddle. But if I could share a recipe for starting over, it would be Lamentations in the 3rd chapter, verses 22 through 23, where it reads, "The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness." Those are the scriptures that, of course, are the basis for one of my favorite hymns, "Great is thy faithfulness." But they remind us that the Lord's mercies are new every day. So many times when we're starting something new, we might think to ourselves, oh, it's so hard to get it going. You know, it's so hard to get up in the morning if we say we're going to start walking again. It's so hard to get back to school and to think about reading and getting online and the computers and the work. It's so hard to get back into a new routine, or maybe you have to start commuting again, or you've got to start working different hours, or working in person when you used to work remotely. You know, the time brings about change, and sometimes getting started in that change and trying something new is difficult. But one of the things that helps us as believers is to remember that when we get to start new the next day, when we get to start something different the next day, and when we get to start over with a new chapter, we should not say, I have to, but let's try to change that language and say, I get to start anew. I get to start afresh. Because let me tell you, new starts come from the Lord. Amen. When it comes to a new chapter, when it comes to a new sunrise, when it comes to a new day, even if you are not super excited about the circumstances, the bottom line is every day is a gift from God. And if you dare think about starting something new, if you dare think about turning your life around, if you dare think about trying to start over or to go in a new direction, you are able to do this because of the gift and the privilege of a new day in Jesus Christ. And you are able to do this because of the gift and privilege of a new day that has been given you in your lifetime. And you are able to do this when you have messed up or when you've made mistakes because of the forgiveness and the mercy offered through Jesus Christ. So you know what? You don't have to start over. You get to start something new. Amen. Well, I think this recipe is a great way to start something new. And consider it a blessing when you can start over. Thanks for joining me, and for more sweet devotions, visit my website at Dessertdevotion.com.